Yiayia Show Me How to Cook, set right here in London and exploring the mysteries of why Yiayia's cooking is so unbeatable. We will have the pleasure of meeting many Yiayias in this series, each from different villages in Greece and Cyprus, with their own unique cooking styles and delicacies. Show me how to cook. So now that the gloves are off, let's put the aprons on.
Whack that in.
I mean, with a chance of winning.
The size does matter.
Food, heritage and culture at its best in Yiayia Show Me How to Cook. You're listening to Shoreditch Radio. Yes!
So that trailer was a, if you like, intro to my next guest, who joins me on the line in the moment. So the trailer you heard there was an intro to a television programme called Yiayia Show Me How to Cook. The presenter of that show, and I'm sure she's going to tell us quite a lot about it, is Kay Pirillas. Kay, good evening.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. Firstly, to anybody who I think, because I'll say it off air to make sure that everybody understands what Yiayia means. So, explain to everybody what that word means.
Well, Yiayia, as we say in Greek, it means grandma. So it's grandma, show me how to cook.
Grandma, show me how to cook.
Yeah.
So, where did the inspiration then come to produce this show, make this show, Yiayia Show Me How to Cook?
Well, for me, it was about 6-7 years ago. Both my grandmas passed away. Probably 2 months after one after the other, and that was a very difficult time for me. And after that, I was so close with my grandmas, and after that I just felt really upset, and I just kept thinking, all the things that they had, all the traditions, all the culture, the recipes, all the things that they had to give, it was kind of lost, and that made me sad. And I thought, I have to do something about this, and I have to preserve that their memory somehow. So from there I wrote this show because I was in contact with London Greek Radio and Hellenic TV, and they were looking for new shows. So I thought, this would be a great show to kind of keep the traditions alive, and it just came to me. That's how it came to me, just from the love I had really for my grandparents.
Explain the format of the show.
The format?
Yeah, so how in terms of... it reminds me a little bit, possibly, and those people who want it, it's got sort of a little bit of an element of Come Dine With Me, which is on Channel 4. Is it a similar style of format to that, or is it a little bit different?
Well, our first series probably would have been different, but definitely our second series has got more of that aspect to it, because it's got a lot of bits to it where the contestants who we've got on there will speak their mind and say, oh my God, why did I just put too much thought? I forgot the recipe. And it kind of goes back and forth with how they're feeling and their thoughts throughout the process of the show. So yeah, I'd say the new series is more like Come Dine With Me. The old one was a little bit different. That was our start. That was where, we were learning really. We've kind of developed since then. The actual format, I'd say, would be me. I'd introduce the show. I go to the grandma's house, and she has her own specific recipe from either Cyprus or Greece, wherever she's from. And then I'd interview her, and she'd tell me a little bit about her. So that's kind of the traditional aspect. Then the old meets new, which is the contestants, so the generation of today, so the younger audience. that we'd have two contestants who'd come to the house, and she says to them, "We're cooking, for example, muslaka," and they have to watch what she does. You know, some of these contestants probably don't know how to cook, they've never done it before, or just know what it is by eating it, and they have to learn from her, watch her. Then she goes away, and they have to attempt it themselves. So it kind of turns into a competition. Quite fun.
I was going to say, it sounds like an incredible amount of fun. And how have some of the contestants done when they've had to do it?
We've had a mixture of different contestants. So we've had some that are never cooked in their lives, some that are really really good, but it's still new to them. We've even had two boxers on the show. So
really?
There were two brothers, boxers, and they had to try and compete against each other. So, I mean, there's just different kinds of characters that just sort of bring different things to the show.
Is it very much sort of traditional Greek Cypriot cooking? Is that? I mean, obviously, the title, sort of Yiayia, would indicate sort of mainly Greek cooking.
Yeah, I mean, it's Greek and Cypriot.
Yeah.
So depending on where the grandma's from, we've had mostly we have Cypriot grandmas who live in England, in London, and they cook something from whatever village they're from, or something that they're really good at, and they will make something that they feel that they're really really good at. But usually it's quite traditional recipes and things that people want to know how to make.
How big is the team sort of working on it? I mean, you're obviously the main presenter. You present the show. Is there a lot of is there quite a big team sort of putting it together, the filming and everything, or is it sort of very much a very close knit small group of people?
It's kind of small, but it gets bigger when we actually film. The main people who actually do the show are me, Johnny Delitis, he's one of our producers, Anthony Anthimo, he's our director, and Sam, she's our camera woman. We used to have a different director who's changed now. Her name was Elena, but we've got Anthony now. He's our new director.
Yes.
Then we've got some people who come on the day and help us, so people like runners, and they kind of help us with all the setting things up, taking things away. We've had sort of people in and out just throughout it doing various different things. Some people doing music, some people making logos, doing art for it, doing just helping in whatever way they can. But the actual main group is quite small.
Is it sort of I mean, I suppose all of you are doing other things as well. Is it something that is quite you've got to put it together at a certain time, because I guess with time constraints and other things, it must be quite difficult to sort of get it all together. So it must be quite a challenge, is it?
Yeah. Do you know how many years it's been since we've actually started from the beginning?
You're going to tell us, though.
6 years, maybe a little bit more.
Wow.
Because we all have different things that we're doing, and like our sort of Monday to Friday jobs. We kind of get together and do it in the time that we've got. So evenings, weekends, we have to schedule it so that everybody's free at the same time. It is quite tricky because of that. But I think we carry on. Because we all love it so much, and it's kind of a passion for all of us.
And obviously, through carrying on, what's been the sort of feedback that you've had so far from the viewing public?
Enthusiasm, quite really really enthusiastic people. Like every time they hear about it or they see it, people get really excited. I don't know whether it's because it's something that's quite close to people's heart, because it is, an important figure like the grandma. I mean, in the Greek culture, the grandma is really important. The mums, the grandmothers, they do all the cooking.
Yeah.
They kind of have all the traditions and culture. But yeah, I think because it's something that's so close to people's heart, especially in the Greek community, it gets people quite excited.
And
I mean, other people who are not Greek even get really, really excited, and they just really want to know how to cook all these Greek
yes.
dishes. Yeah.
And I was just about to say that. Has it been sort of beyond the Greek community and Cypriot community? Has it been sort of well received there too?
Yeah, definitely. I've got so many friends and so many people that I know that I've shown the show to, and they love it. They really, really love it. To the point where at one point we thought, we really want to make it something which is accessible not only to the Greeks and the Cypriots, but also to everyone else who wants to learn. So we tried to change the name of the show just to make it more accessible. So instead of Yiayia, we wanted to call it Grandma Show Me How to Cook. We're on like Facebook, Twitter, we're on like social media, and we put it out there and said we're changing the name. We're going to change it to Grandma Show Me How to Cook. So many people, even like a lot of people who are not Greek, they just said, no way, don't change the name. We love it. It's traditional. That's what we love about it. It's got its own character.
Yes.
So they made us stay with Yiayia, which is fine with us. We love that name as well. But we just wanted to make it a bit more, accessible for everyone.
So at the moment, if people wanted to watch it, Yiayia Show Me How to Cook, where, obviously, the trailer we played earlier, that was from YouTube. Is it just at the moment on YouTube, or are you looking at other platforms in which to put it on?
At the moment, that's series 1, which is on YouTube. That's what we've already produced. That's our first series. Our second series, which we are still in the process of making, we're going to launch our own website when the new series comes out.
Yeah.
And that's going to be www.showmehowtocook.net, and on that we're going to have all the episodes, series 1, series 2, all the other bits that we want to add on there, like recipes or blogs or anything like that. We'll have everything on there. People can access it. We haven't released that yet because obviously our series 2 isn't ready yet. But if people do want to find us, we are on YouTube. You can see series 1. We've got Facebook. So if you just type in Yiayia, Yiayia, Show Me How to Cook, you'll find us on there. We're on Twitter at Show Me How to Cook. We're on Instagram, Show Me How to Cook as well. So we're kind of trying to get on all platforms.
So series 2 is at the moment you're still filming series 2 as we speak. Yeah.
Still filming.
When do you think series 2 might be ready to go on air?
Well, definitely by the end of this year we'll have it all ready to go, I think.
Yeah.
We've filmed some episodes, but we just want to get our next few episodes filmed, and then once the edit's done, then we're ready to go, really.
Fantastic. Now, you said right at the top of the interview that sort of your inspiration to film the show was obviously losing your own two grandmas, a few years ago, and the effect that that's had on you. Is perhaps another more general point to this, though, is that not just even in the Greek community, but in any community, that perhaps that the younger generation are no longer cooking, sort of ready meals and takeaways and everything, and actually that we're in danger as a society, certainly a younger generation, of not being able to cook at all. Is that something that the show is also looking, an attitude that it's looking to challenge and change?
Yeah, definitely. You've hit it on the head there, the nail on the head. Like a lot of the recipes that the grandmas, they will make it from scratch. They will use fresh produce and make it from scratch. And definitely, you're right. In today's society, people buy things, put it in the oven, it's cooked. You don't even know what half the things in there are. So, from a health perspective, it's definitely much better to be able to cook and be able to know what you're eating, really. Definitely is a valid point there, yeah.
And I think also, sort of like with the younger generation, it's this, with high levels of obesity and everything, but it's not just that, it's this desire to eat lots of fast food, lots of takeaways, sort of chicken, fast food that's very high in salt, very high in fat, and I guess it's I suppose the show is delivering the idea that it would be lovely for the older generation to pass on those skills to the younger generation, but I guess it's getting the younger generation on side to do it. I suppose that's the toughest thing.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's I mean, a lot of people have. It's easy, isn't it, just to walk into one of the supermarkets and then just grab anything, and even to walk into a fast food place. And I think, like, life today is so much busier than life was in the past. Everything's much more of a rush, and people just, just because it's easy, will get something fast, like, with fast food. But this show hopefully will help them, and you can if you've got the skill to cook, you can just cook something, and then you can have it for a few days, for example, and eat like that. It's definitely a skill that needs to be passed on and not lost. We had actually one of our contestants who said, I go over to my grandma's house and there's all this food on the table and I eat it in 2 seconds, but I don't realise, how many hours has been put into making all of these things, and now I'm trying it and my back's killing me, so I've got a real appreciation for, the amount of effort and skill that goes into this.
Kay, would you say that the show has helped you, sort of to finish on this, would you say the show has helped you sort of come to terms with obviously losing your own grandmothers, the journey of doing it and everything that you've put into it? Would you say that it's really helped you in moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's
as best way it can, obviously. As best way it can.
Sorry?
As best way it can, in terms of...
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the driving force that keeps me going. Every day I try, even if something goes wrong and I feel like giving up, that's what does keep me going, because I want to carry that on. But I mean, apart from that, it's become much more than that now, and it's become something that all of us, the whole team, are so passionate about. And I just hope that I can, make my grandmas proud, or my family proud even, and that everybody who's involved, I just hope that, we all get somewhere with this.
Well, it very much sounds like you are, and that you are making them proud, and I'm sure they're looking down on you now and seeing the good work that you're doing, and how much effort you're putting into it. So just before we go, just tell us again the platforms at the moment and the social media that anybody listening, if they want to go and watch it or find out some more information, how they can do it.
Definitely, sure. So when we launch Series 2, which hopefully should be by the end of the year, we've got our website, www.showmehowtocook.net. That will be published on our Facebook pages as well, so have a look at Facebook, Yiayia Show Me How to Cook. We're on Twitter, at Show Me How to Cook, Instagram, just type in Show Me How to Cook again. YouTube as well, so check us out. Check us out, that's all our platforms actually. I've run out of platforms.
Listen, Kay, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. We'll get that up on our social media as well. We'll get that up on Twitter and everything else, so that people know where to go. Listen, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Wish you all the best with the show. If you ever need anybody to come and do some voiceover work, you know where I am.
Oh, thank you very much. And also, watch the shows, and if I do come in for a voiceover, just you can have some Greek food ready. Watch the shows on YouTube.
Listen, pleasure to talk to you, and I will catch up again very soon.
Thank you very much, Liam.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that was Kay Pirillas from Yiayia Show Me How to Cook, and the various different platforms that you can listen to that from, and there are lots, as you heard there from Kay. Okay, that is just about it for tonight. Thank you very much indeed for your company on this very wet Sunday evening. Very thanks to my guests tonight, which were John Cross, the chief football writer from the Daily Mirror, and Kay Pirillas, the TV presenter there of Yiayia Show Me How to Cook. Any thoughts? Of course, you can carry them on any of the social media that we use. Any thoughts you've got, studio@shoreditchradio.co.uk, and of course you can tweet to @Shoreditch Radio.